TB12Y says keeping Jimmy Garoppolo would make that a $27 million third-round comp pick. That's the way I look at it. And so why are the Niners placing so much emphasis? Is it possible that it's all about the optics of the Lance trade? I mean, they want people to think they only traded 2 first-round picks. They will correct you.
That was Albright's reporting from day one. He kept saying that Garoppolo is going to start this year. It's because they want to use Garoppolo to recoup some of the Lance capital. So
we
that
didn't
they
trade
can,
three
be
first.
Up
we
in
traded
a
2 first. We didn't trade the third-round comp. We got the third round. It's all to make that Trey Lance trade seems cheaper. Man, that's so much.
And that's the thing that kind of annoys me, because if you make that big of an organizational decision to get him, if you believe that much in him as a quarterback, then
it doesn't matter how expensive he is.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't. Like, do you think Cleveland cares? I mean, obviously, personal situation aside, I don't think Cleveland gives a rat's ass about what happens to Baker Mayfield from now on, the $230 million guaranteed, or the fact that they traded 3 first-round picks plus to get him because they know they just acquired a top 5 quarterback. And they know he's going to compensate for all of that because of what a special quarterback he is. He's also a little bit of a sleaze, apparently, but
I don't know what's up with him, man. Yeah. David says it's 40 chess simpletons, John Lynch fans, BS. I feel like most defenders or supporters of the Niners offseason basically are saying, like, kind of wait and see. It's not over yet. Okay. That's pretty much where they're at.
See, I think the issue is that, like, you can agree that, hey, like, they still have time, all of that, but you also have to just look at the facts of the situation. And it's that it was not plan A to keep Jimmy Garoppolo on March 28th.
They said that.
This.
Yeah. And they're blaming circumstances, injuries and stuff.
But circumstances they should have expected, right? Like, they should have known. And I keep going back to it. Indianapolis would have been stuck with Wentz if they didn't trade him before Watson got exonerated. You knew when his grand jury trial was. There wasn't an urgency this offseason to get rid of him sooner rather than later. Because if there was, to me, then he might have been traded for like a 5th-round pick or a 6th-round pick. And we might have looked at the Niners funny. Like, wow, you only got that much value for Garoppolo. It's starter in the NFL, lower average starter, but he's a starter. But we would have at least looked at the situation now, and I think a lot of people would have to do some redactions and retractions and say, well, wow, the Niners are actually smart looking at the situation. The Garoppolo window would have closed up. They got rid of him when they should have. And they would have opened $25 million, which to me, I don't give a rat's ass what Garoppolo's traded for. To me, the money is more important than Garoppolo. I'm sorry. His value is not as valuable as the money he opens up. And so because of that, yeah.
Swan Song says Niner player DMing Vish to plead their case for Jimmy G is so weak sauce. At that length, if Jimmy's on the roster week 1, he's starting. That's what I'm saying. If there are players that, like, Armstead's talking on the record, like in Sacramento on like Kings basketball broadcast, talking about Jimmy. Other players talking off the record. They've made their minds up. They've seen these players. I mean, there's nothing. I guess Trey Lance could just come in and tear it up. But
to defend him, because I never envisioned sharing that. It just kind of came up with the context of our conversation. So I think that the point wasn't to more or less drive home the fact that, oh, these people or whatever. It was the reason I brought that up is more to bring out the fact that it's dangerous keeping him on this roster because of how much these other players believe in him. That's it.
Politics exist. Just saying. ZS says any world where Miami dumps Teddy or trades to Niners for Jimmy, maybe they toss in a late rounder. McD does a solid and gets major insurance for Tua.
They did get major insurance. Teddy Bridgewater's deal is up to $10 million. How much better is Garoppolo than Teddy Bridgewater? He's better, but how much better?
Not much at all.
Is he better to throw in a pick and give up Bridgewater, who at this point is healthier, and maybe a more certain guy to be just a backup because of his contract? Because it's up to $10 million. I'm assuming the incentives are based on playing incentives.
Yeah. David says keeping Jimmy G is not fair to Trey. I think many teams in the league would be happy to be starting and developing Trey. Yeah.
I think so. You know what I think is not fair to Trey Lance? I think not featuring him in your state of the franchise last year was not fair to Trey Lance. I don't know if a lot of this situation has been fair to Trey Lance. I respect the hell out of the way he's gone about it, because I guarantee you, if I'm the same age as him, and I guarantee you if someone drafted me 3rd overall, trading that much up and gave me life-changing money, I would think I'm the fucking man.
Yeah.
And he handles himself like he's just another guy. So
yeah, they're
hats
like,
off
hey,
to him.
you're a first round pick. You're persona non grata until we tell you differently. It could be years.
Yeah.
Don't
And he's handled it.
You always compare these things to like relationships in high school and stuff. Like Jimmy's still like they're still in a relationship. And with Trey, they're like, look, I'm gonna dump her, all right, but not yet. And we'll be together, but don't look at me at school. Don't hang out with me. Don't talk to me. It's like, wow, that's so romantic, man. Thank you. I'm really looking forward to this relationship. Yeah.
The week I got my job, when I realized I was going to be employed and I still have like 6 months to go in college, I was so reckless that entire week. I was like, dude, screw all of this. I got blah, 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 blah. And we're talking about, just me being an average Samaritan that's just going to join the workforce. This guy at my age got life-changing money and had a team show that much belief to go draft him. And the way he's handled himself to me is phenomenal. And I think that at what point does he have any sort of reaction? Because if you're Trey Lance also, I'm sure that he wants to play. I'm sure he doesn't want to be living through this Garoppolo thing. I'm sure that he felt because of what the Niners gave up for him, he was going to be, the guy. And they haven't established him as the guy yet.
And he probably thinks like, man, I'm better than Jimmy. There's also probably that. I'm sure Jimmy thinks he's better than Trey, but
yeah,
it's probably also that too. Anyway, Trey, hang in there. Tobin says this Jimmy situation is malpractice. I have to think everyone else in the league is looking at the Niners and wondering what is happening over there.
Yeah, I think so.
Didn't
so.
Billy like that? Brandon Beane was like giggling on the Pat McAfee show about
That's what somebody said. Somebody said in the comments here. I never could find the clip.
Even Will Smith has a better arm. Eugene says, I think Hassan Ridgeway is an underrated signing. Strong, nimble, quick, under Kasarik. He may be a decent replacement for Jones. It's just a reach. I agree.
No. Yeah, I agree. I think he was a great signing.
Yeah. Any defensive lineman the Niners bring in has got Kasarik's seal of approval. I'm sure he's good. It's just
Ridgeway is also a good player and he's only making $1 million. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll do a lot. I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up starting for the Niners because I'm still very skeptical of Javon Kinlaw.